So I've actually tried to make a video several times in the last month. Today is an interesting, exciting, good day. A day that I've actually been working towards for. There's this mental trick that happens when you're trying to film portions of your life to share with people on the internet, where you start to convince yourself that your life is too boring to share online. The reality is that there are huge chunks of my time where I'm just sitting down reading a book on my phone or my iPad or my computer, or every now and then in a real book. There's massive amounts of time that are sat in front of my computer just typing. I spend huge chunks of time sitting down and reading or writing or drinking coffee so that I can keep reading and writing. Sometimes the most exciting thing that happens to me all day is a lot of that reading and writing is done so that I can stand up in this room and preach on Sunday mornings, and a lot of it is done for school, which feels like it's almost over and it's never. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to complain. I love what I get to do and I love what I'm learning. But it's interesting that a lot of what I want to share with you actually comes as a result of a lot of stuff that looks boring. All right, I had to get back to work, but if you're still here, let me explain to you why I was sharing all of that with you this morning. I'm actually just now starting to see some of the results from the dissertation work that I've been doing for about a year and a half. And what is just amazing to me is that the project that I'm working on right now for my doctorate is like night and day different from what I thought I was going to be working on when I started this program. But in order to get to this place, I had to put in hours and hours, over a year and a half of research and writing and relearning stuff. It's been completely boring at times, but all of that time has been absolutely worth it. So all of that means that there might not be as many exciting moments as I'd like that I could share with you. But I don't know that I'm making videos to excite you as much as I'm making videos to share my story, and I hope that along the way you might get inspired. In fact, I hope that you would be inspired to go do something boring for long enough that something meaningful gets produced on the back end. So of course I could ask you, what are your dreams and what are you doing that nobody else can see that is going to build your life in such a way that you actually see those dreams become a reality? But we also need to be asking that same question about our spiritual lives. I mean, do you want to know God enough that you would do the mundane stuff, that you would sit down and actually read your Bible every day, that you would spend time practicing the kinds of spiritual disciplines that would help you to build a meaningful life? As the world continues to open up, I'm noticing this pull back into that old way of busy life where I constantly feel this pressure to show people that I'm doing something or that I'm doing something impressive. But one of the things that I've learned in the last year is that if my life looks good, that doesn't actually necessarily mean that it is good. So I want to lean more into the mundane things, the everyday monotonous routine kind of stuff that helps me to build a life that really actually matters. Sure, I want to develop a dissertation project that is super impressive and successful. And I want to preach sermons that people remember and that have a big impact in the world. But more importantly, I really just want to build a good, meaningful life. And I think that probably means that there's going to be a lot of mundane moments throughout my day. And the reality is that that kind of life won't always make for the best kind of YouTube content, for example. But you know, having said all of this, I kind of wonder if you might actually be interested in some of that mundane or boring content. So let me know. I mean, put something in the comments. Would you like to see videos about the stuff that I'm just working on throughout the week? Would that interest you? I mean, what parts of the life of a pastor and a doctoral student actually interest you? So thanks for watching. If you like the boring stuff or just like hearing somebody talk about the boring stuff, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Really appreciate you spending this time with me, and I'm gonna go do some more writing.